Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Dave.
How are you? Thank you. Thank you for coming to the show. Hope you're all fine. I think,
Yes, wonderful, wonderful day to you and to everybody here.
oh, okay. And happy Father's Day, by the by.
Yeah, same to you.
Okay, thank you. Uh, can we start? Is it okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, how it all started, the passion towards automobiles and the transition to your venture called Hetto, EV auto rickshaws.
Right. Basically, I am an electronic engineer. Started Hykon 30 years back after my college with 5 employees. Now we have 350 plus employees in different units. So we are mainly into power electronics. Then 5 years back, we started lithium-ion battery pack manufacturing.
Okay.
At that time, when we decided to manufacture lithium battery pack, it's mainly for electric vehicle as well as for our power electronic products like solar and UPS inverters. That was the idea. So when we started the battery pack for electric vehicle, we identified one thing is that 50% or 70% of the cost of a vehicle will be for the battery. So by the time our battery pack scale up, we should have more OEMs. So
Okay.
in case the OEMs is not buying from us, or we have to depend for OEMs to sell our battery, we thought about fairly forward integrating. Everybody talk about backward integrating. Instead of that, we thought about a forward integrating. Why don't we go for a EV itself? Because 60% of the cost is battery. Instead of going
Okay.
behind other OEMs, if OEMs are not giving orders, this business will not move further for the way what we expected 5 years back. So
Okay.
3 years back, we thought that process and we started. If battery pack is moving very well, we don't need for entry into EV sector. Then 3 years back, we started thinking about which either two-wheeler or three-wheeler. Then we decided to go develop a three-wheeler because the battery size in three-wheeler is bigger. So which is what we want to sell our or to promote our battery lithium-ion battery pack. So when we started 3 years back, there was no intention really to enter into EV sector because if battery pack is selling off itself, we are happy. In case if it is not selling the expected level, we decide to forward integrate. That's how 1 year back we decided to enter. As the design was ready, we decided we took a ARI certification and the product is going to launch. It's actually launched, but because of lockdown, now it is waiting for maybe next week all the 3 4 dealers will start selling this. That is how the concept of Heto came up.
Very good. Very good. Tell us more about your product Hetto and its manufacturing facilities. Especially, it is made in Kerala. So,
Yes.
uh,
Heto, the main advantage which when we started is that we should have a, when we interacted with many of the auto drivers, all of them were concerned about the kilometer it should run because the battery pack is
okay.
costly. The more kilometer you put in, the more cost of the vehicle will go up. So after the surveys, we decided it should be the best vehicle in the country that maximum kilometer it should run. So we targeted
Okay.
10 kilowatt battery, which can run 200 in test conditions. So that is the one main unique point of our Hetto. And we
Okay.
use one of the biggest powerful motor as battery is manufactured by us. We gone for the biggest possible size battery in a three-wheeler. Then we choose the best motor for the that is around 4.2 kilowatt. It's a very powerful motor. So it can reach a speed of around 70 to 80 kilometers, but we set it at as a maximum of 60 kilometers. Then
Okay.
one great advantage for us is that we are into power electronics and inverters and UPS. The vehicle, other than battery, then it is the motor, then the inverter for running the motor. That is our strength. So we have a technology software developed for the controller also. So all these
Okay.
motor controllers are getting from China and it will get
Okay.
assembled here because as an Indian to manufacture any EV now, get a ARI approval, we need around 30 to 40 parts to be manufactured in India. So other than 80, 40 parts in India, like front glass, indicators, bodies. So many parts, 50% come from China, 50% from Indian vendors. And once all these parts comes to our unit in near to Kodagara in Thrissur district, we assemble it.
Okay.
So we do assembly. It's not a manufacturing. The battery comes from our own unit 4. Our unit 5 is the EV manufacturing unit. So it all get assembled there in the unit. So this unit is initially we don't. I always talk about the thing. Think big, start small. I made a mistake earlier, so I always propagate this idea to the startups also. And who enter into a business, I always tell them, think big, start small. So the same principle, we started in a small facility for the manufacturing of this Atto. Maximum
Okay.
capacity is 100 vehicles per month. So we decided to start up because the inquiry and the response is extremely well. Then 2 months back, we decided to scale up to 500 units per month. For that, we have taken a 5-acre land in Kakinad Hardware Park. So that facility will
Okay.
get done in next 6 months, and we'll scale up to that up to 500 numbers per month.
Okay, great, great, great. And normally Kerala is a consumer state, but you have done it all against all odds, and by making your product in Kerala. What was the thought behind and how it was done?
I always think that Kerala is one of the best state to have a assembly unit, no doubt about it. We have the best manpower. The concept of unions has gone. We are in Kerala for the last 30 years, and we have units outside Kerala also in Tamil Nadu, in Maharashtra. I have not seen any great advantage going there, but in Kerala we have the excellent skilled manpower. If you have hard labor or semi-skilled labor, it may be different, and a hard job is maybe for us. Electronics and assembly, Kerala is one of the best choice, and we have a very understanding workforce now. Very good trained, skilled manpower is very much available, maybe at a cheaper rate than other states compared to. So Kerala, according to me, the ideal, and now recently for the last 3 years, the Kerala government is taking a lot of initiatives to for the startups and new ventures and new industries, and they made the to do business much easier. A lot of activities has been done in Kerala. So according to me, our main market, because we have got a very good strong brand in Kerala, so we decided to start from Kerala. If Kerala model is success, then we can sell it anywhere in India. And another second thing is
Oh,
that most of the autos in Kerala, it will be 2 or 3 people traveling, but it will be extremely difficult if you take a EV to other states, because their way of using of this auto is entirely different. They put 8 to 10 people, they load it, they do it differently. So we thought that it's safest to understand how EV perform in Kerala, mainly on cities, and
okay.
that's why we chose Kerala to start.
Okay, great, great job. And in what all verticals we will find Hetto product? Do we find new cars coming in Hetto brand, or you have any other plans installed for the future?
After three-wheeler, this is a passenger vehicle we are launched. We are planning on the work is going on for a cargo model.
Okay.
Later, we don't have any intention to go for a car segment. We'll be focusing on industrial electric vehicles, which is mainly for loading, unloading, and logistic purpose, and maybe
Okay.
focus up to four-wheeler in cargo segment.
Okay. I think you have already started your Hetto showrooms, and you have second showroom is coming up, I believe.
We have already showrooms available. It started from Thrissur. Mr. Raju of Kalyan has started. He has taken
Okay.
the dealership in Palakkad and Cochin. Cochin.
Okay.
We thought of putting, initially our idea was not to have dealers for this, like Tesla when it's launched in US. We thought of
Okay.
going directly to the customer directly.
Okay.
Then we rethought, and as a part of that, we put our own showroom ready in Kalamassery. It is a company showroom. Now it is handed over to the dealer, and the dealer will have 2 showrooms. And 4 or 5 districts already dealers are start waiting to the lockdown get over to launch their showrooms. So we'll have showrooms in every district of Kerala now. Then only after six
Okay.
months we
Great.
plan to go outside.
Okay. Great. 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 And What is your opinion about the EVs? You think it would be the future of automobiles? EV, hybrid or CNG?
There's no doubt about EV. EV is going to be future. Two reasons for that is one is the cost of EV mainly depends on the battery inside. And if you look at the lithium battery cost, it has dropped by 30 to 40% in the last 5 years. So if the trend is going, the cost of battery will come down. That means the cost of 50% of the cost is battery. So when the battery cost comes down every year by 10 to 15%, but that is the volume, it is shooting up. You've seen the smartphones, what was the cost earlier and what's the cost right now. You can get a smartphone for even 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. That is because the volume has picked up like that. The battery, lithium batteries or cells is getting manufactured in mega factories, and the cost will come down sharply. So once the battery cost comes down, the total value of the EV will come down. I think in next 3 to 4 years, the cost of EV will be lower than the conventional IC engine vehicles. So that is one reason the cost will come down, and the running cost and maintenance part will be negligible because there is no moving parts. So if you consider a IC vehicle with more than 2,000 parts of moving parts in a EV, it will be only less than 20 to 30 parts. So the maintenance cost will come down, the cost of EV will come down, then customer will go for that.
Okay. And there is a doubt in my mind that regarding sustainability of energy inside the batteries, that aspect has not been. It is going. I think researchers are going on, but as of now, that aspect is. I think the sustainability of energy inside the battery tend to vary in different charges. What do you think about that situation? Will it
You can look
affect
at
the EV?
the best example. You look at your own mobile phones, which is a lithium-ion battery inside. You can see 10 years back what is the battery life and what is the difficulty in charging the battery because of the memory is there, so you have to charge fully. Now it is all gone. You charge for 5 minutes or 1 minute, you will get it. Same way it is happening in EV sector also. The battery is bigger now, which goes.
Okay.
So new technologies are coming, the size of the battery, the capacity of the battery, it will all come down and it will get the advantage of price reduction because when you reduce the size of the battery, the weight will come down, the cost will come down. And the number of kilometers in next 1 year, it will reach, average car will get around 500 to 600 kilometers in one charge. And charging time also getting reduced. We have very intelligent chargers. We can charge even in 15 to 20 minutes. That is a bulk charging. You can run up to 70% of battery charge to in 15 to 20 minutes. Even in our e-auto, this Hetto, you can charge the battery up to 80% in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. That kind of charger, it should be there. It will be very, very expensive. So we are not going for that. Our battery can be charged at 1 hour also. It doesn't mean that you have to charge in 1 hour. You charge 15 minutes and run that much of kilometers. So
Okay.
the charging time is going to come down tremendously. Second, there's a scope of instead of charging the battery, you can swap the battery. That may be once the charger become intelligent and very highly technological chargers comes in, no need for swapping. You can charge in 15 minutes and run for 200 kilometers.
Oh wow, great! And what would be the condition of the defunct EV batteries disposal in the country? Do our country have a proper system for that? Will it harm the environment? Because that is a big issue which is now being faced by Bombay Municipal Corporation, and there was a case pending before the Supreme Court.
For this lithium-ion battery, there's no polluted things inside it. And like a normal lead-acid battery is very polluting. Lead is acid, and lead itself is very poisonous. But if you look at a lithium-ion battery pack, the 30 percentage is aluminum, another 10 to 15 percentage is copper, then is metal. There's no polluting, only 1 to 3 percentage is lithium, which can be recycled also. It's not a polluting item, which can be mined. And so there's no pollution involved in recycling of a lithium ion battery. It can be put as taken aluminum out, copper out, lithium maybe very low percentage can be taken out. Then balance is metal parts, that's all. So there's no polluting item in a lithium battery. So the one thing we should understand is that like normal battery, lead acid battery, you have to scrap it. Here, We are not going to scrap. It will have a second life. That means when you use for a EV, the EV which is running around 500 kilometers, it has come down to 50% capacity, means it has come down to 250 kilometers. That means the battery
Okay.
life is not over, like a lead acid battery. But this battery, again, you can use for a different application, like a solar. It will get another 10 years of life. So the
Okay.
EV battery, when it come back, there's not need for a recycling. It has to be reused for a different applications. You can use for inverters, you can use for UPS because it's stationary. It is not moving. That size capacity of that battery is coming down to 50%. So it will have another 10 years of life. So immediately the recycling will not be required.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. It's a good answer. And now you have seen, and you have been in the manufacturing of power electronic products for from 1995. What positive
91.
note you have? Sorry,
1991.
1991. And what positive note you have gained so far?
It's a very challenging. I started with 5 employees, and it was a continuous growth. And one great advantage for Hykon is that we are always in the runner in technology products. We started one of the first company in India to start in motors. We are in the front runner in when UPS was introduced because the computerization happened at that time in 93, 94 period. Then
Okay.
we moved into solar water. We are also initial player in solar water heaters. Then you can see the lithium ion batteries. We were one of the first manufacturing unit in India for lithium manufacturing for bigger vehicles like forklift application. Nobody has still come for bigger batteries. We are talking about 500 Ah with 400 ampere discharge and all. We are the one of the company now in manufacturing that kind of batteries for minibuses, for high-end
Wow, great.
big vehicles.
Great,
So
great, great.
that is the knowledge we are gained. Then we come to electric vehicle. Even in India, only few companies are there in EV sector in L5 category. There are a lot of e-rickshaw manufacturing. More than 300, 400 companies are there. But L5 category, only 5 to 10 companies are there in India, all India level. So we are one of that in category also.
Okay, great, great. And tell us about your most unforgettable moment in your business career.
We started in a very small house in a rented place with a capital of 25,000 after the first 6, 7 years. Uh, First 3 years is a very difficult time because all my friends who are in the electronic engineers, 80% of them went to US and do mainly software. When they look after 2 years, the way their lifestyle and the way they learn and money, they will ask, why you're sitting in a small house and doing this nonsense? Why don't you come to America? At that time, my mother also went to America to take a green card so that they can send me to US States because my sister is there. So I told I'm not going to outside India. At that time, I told them, my friends, it was my lifetime. It may happen when I have a time will come in India that a white person will be the watchman or a secretary of an Indian company. So I told them that time will come. So we are sure that if I'm not able to do a justice for my growth in next 5 years, I'll stop this and will search for a job. But I'm sure that anybody can be success. It doesn't matter where you are, whether it is in Kerala, whether it is India. So we have a continuous growth from 5 employees, and that was at that time after the seventh year there was a award program and from the NSIC National Institute of Service and this Sunday government sent a mailer to me asking
Okay.
for applying for the national award. Then I thought why I should apply because our tenure at that time is only 4 crores. I told her from the department they came to and told her you are only one electrical company manufacturing inverters at that time and why don't you apply because the category of inverter was there for national award. I told her we have no, I have not received any award in 7 years and I told her it's not we are very small. Then he helped me to fill the entire form and we sent it. Out of 50 questions, 70% of them got underscore, under percentage. The reason, what is the growth? Every year we started with 1.5 year, 1.5 lakh first year, then it went to 4 lakh, then it went to 16 lakh, 32 lakh. That was growing in almost a 300% growth. Then women employment. First year it was 3 girls, then it was 20, 40, 100. So they took a 5 year data. Everything is more than 300 to 400% of growth. That is the only reason I started very small, and the capital also grown like that. So everything was a very high score. We got it. That I didn't know about that. Then I got the national award in 1998, and it
Okay.
was the first award in my life, and that was the national award.
Okay, and that was your moment. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, what advice you would like to give to the young entrepreneurs, especially in automotive sector in Kerala?
I've seen I am working with many of the startups. I'm also an advisor in the Maker Village. I've seen many of the startups are having passion. They are not understanding the customer's need fully. Because of their passion, they are blind. They work on that product. They don't look at the marketability, costing, bill of material, how the customer will take. They know the customer have a problem, and the problem on that they work, and it is like a baby they are creating. They are not accepting the mistake, or they don't want to hear something bad about that, and they try to develop and develop without looking at the marketability of that product. So many of them fails. 95% of the startup fails because of this reason. And one second is that many of them are having technological knowledge. That is very important, no doubt. But running a startup, you need a team, and somebody should have a practical knowledge of other departments like HR, accountants, finance and accounts. That is the most important area where you should have a overall control in starting a company. So I suggest if a person with an engineering background, I got a lot of experience from the young age involving in father's business, he's into timber business and all. So I got a overall, even I made a lot of mistake when I started. We had a lot of raids initially, lot of harassments, but that's all happened because of not intentionally we want to deviate the rules of the nation, but we don't know. As a startup, many of things we don't know because at that time
Okay.
it is only limit was 30 lakh. When 30 lakh turnover cross, you have to pay a central license. In Thrissur, only 3, 4 companies at that time paying central license because they will don't show it in accounts. But we shown it in accounts. 30 lakh, there was a benchmark, nobody knows. Then they put as a rate. They can uh, teach us this is the way you have to do business. Instead of what they do, they seized our all accounts, they stopped our company because we are a company with only 3 years experience. So that mindset has gone now. So learning is very important. Knowledge of the and their ecosystem is very important. And more than that, they should have a big dream. Dream big, but start small. Most of them, they
Correct.
want to bring lot of investment into the company. I told them, what is the use of getting 50 crores, 10 crores, 5 crores? What you are going to do with that? You will scale up. For what? Where is your profit model in hand? If you have a profit model in hand, you can scale up. Without a profit model in hand, never do that. That it will become a liability. But most of them want to see that I got a lot of investment. I want to become big.
Correct.
So start small, think big.
Wow, very good advice. And where do we find Christo George and Hykon India Limited after 10 years from now?
We have thought about that 30 years back also. So we'll be a listed company or a national company in power electronics and green energy. We are very clear on that. In next 5 years, we will go for as a listed company. This year, we decided to go for a ESOP employees share option so that the ownership will be there in the for the all the employees. So we'll go forward with the participation of the entire Hykonites in. They will be a part of Hykon.
Very good, awesome. And that was the last question from the descriptive round, and we are going to the rapid fire round. It's all funny, wacky, and hope it will be interesting for you.
Yes,
Okay, we'll just start. It's all about objective questions. And do you like Mahindra EVs or Tata EVs?
Tata EV,
Okay, and EV, CNG, hydrogen cell hybrid, the next fuel.
EV, battery,
Okay. Tesla, Tata, Mercedes, BMW, Volvo. Which EV house you like and why?
Tesla.
Okay.
Tesla is an innovative product, very high. If you look at technological wise, it's one of the best. I think I was able to see it in while I was in China. I went to a showroom, I drove it. Excellent product. I not experienced any other vehicles other than Indian manufacturer MG. I have one MG for my wife, which is electric. Then at that time I rode Tata. Tata is equally good, but the mileage is a little bit less. Otherwise, the Construction is
Okay,
very good.
okay.
So I think Tesla is a front runner in that area.
Okay, great, great. And regarding the scooters in India, Ola, Ather, Bajaj, Hero Electric, two-wheeler
Yeah,
sector.
Ether. I've seen that vehicle.
Okay,
It's a very lot of patent that they went for that. It is an excellent design they have done. I've seen inside also. It's beautiful.
thank you. And if you are given an opportunity by the state government to implement an electric energy to the public transport, which one you prefer? A private bus or KSRTC?
No, a private bus.
Why?
In government, implementing a new innovative task is very difficult because the mindset of the people, the employees, and from the top is very difficult to change. But private sector, they look at the cost saving. So it's always better to, because they immediately get the savings, so they will be interested and make sure that it will run. In private sector, on KSRTC, you've seen that BYD bus has stopped. That is only because the
Correct.
BYD, I've seen that, I have traveled in that, I've seen the manufacturing plant also in China. One of the successful vehicle in China, very well running for the last 10 years. I don't know why it failed here. Is it intentionally? I don't know, but it was an excellent way. Not out of.
Okay, great answer. And if you're given an opportunity to electrify any tourist destination of Kerala, what will be your priority and why?
We can do it in Kovalam because the beach side. You can be
Okay,
that once you put the panels, you can have a down can be used as a cafeteria, bars, everything can be put and it will be look eco-friendly. So a lot of sun and light there in the beach side. So Kovalam can be because Kovalam is a very famous beach. So you can take it as a tourist destination with a eco-friendly and a green energy.
great, great answer, great answer. And as an automobile enthusiast, an unaccomplished dream yet to be fulfilled by you.
There are a lot of dreams for me. I always talk about dreams to reality. I teach how to dream, what to dream, when to dream. When I sit in school, I was dreaming because I am a person with a great ability called dyslexia. I don't know how many of you know. This is called what is dyslexia means learning disability. So I cannot read and write like normal students. So sitting in the class, I always dream. At that time, I dream about 9 companies. I think it will fulfill in next 2 3 years. We already have more than 6 7 companies now.
Great, great, great. And winning or losing, which makes you more focused?
Both is very important because when you lose only you learn to win because it's like a match. When you play football or cricket, one team wins and one team lose. So
Correct.
I always tell that learn from the loser. Once you learn to lose at a very young age, it's very easy to overcome because the fear of failure has gone from your mind. I failed in first standard. So after that, I never thought about it. Failing is not a difficult. At that time, it was mentally very, emotionally, it was very difficult to accept when I failed in fourth. But that is a experience I had. Failure is been important, and learning from failure is the most important thing. So more than the winning, if you accept failures and learn from it, it is great.
Okay, great. And your favorite brand, favorite car, and favorite food?
Mercedes Benz is my favorite brand in cars. Food,
Okay,
I love dosa,
oh, great.
idli.
Okay, fine. And okay, done. And do we see your brand head to into EV motorsports in the near future?
EV motorsports. One of the person who was came last 2 days back. They have planned to have a three-wheeler electric, like a uh, Formula One race. They want to
Okay,
legally start in all over in India. So they asked
okay,
whether we are interested to become a part of that as a electric auto show. They want to
correct.
make a race for that. So we'll work on that and see how it is.
Okay, oh,
Catch.
yeah. Very good, very good. And as an entrepreneur point of view, do you believe in quality or quantity?
Both is very important. First, you have to focus on quality. Without quality, you cannot make quantity. But initially, quality is not looked at by the customer because they will not. They're paying thinking that a product. They don't know whether you are putting the best quality or low quality, but you have to put the quality first. Then only the customers comes repeatedly, or it will go through reference. Then you can scale up. So quality is the most important initial stage.
Wow. And the last question, what do you think about Davis Chirammel Automotive Show?
You are very smart when you first call me to
Correct.
ask about the. I was very impressed when I go through your profile. I never thought that a person from Thrissur like Davis is doing this such a great job interviewing the
Thank you.
Formula One drivers. Great man, your I salute to you. I'm extremely
Thank you,
happy
sir. Thank you.
to have an interview with you. Thanks a lot for you, and it's really surprising from a Thrissur where we don't have any great personalities in from here, how you entered into. I think it's a passion for you. I know that you have attended the rallies at a younger age. You look still
Correct.
young and full of energy.
Thank you, sir.
That's
Thank you
great.
very much.
Thank you. Very smart.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And this is the viewers round, the last round. I think viewers, if we have time left, and I believe if somebody can ask any questions about EV, I think the doors are open and he's ready to answer you. I think just you can just see the scrolls down. Anybody who wants to ask any questions regarding EV, I think Mr. Christo is ready to answer your questions. We'll wait for 5 minutes. And
Yes, no problem. I have a lot of time.
okay, okay. So anybody, any viewers have any questions regarding EV, you can just ask Mr. Christo. He's the only person manufacturing a unit from Kerala, and he's manufacturing it from Kerala. We can say made in Kerala.
Yes.
That's a big initiative. And any questions? I think we have already all covered. I think the every aspect of the questions have been covered, I hope.
Good.
Hello. So this is the time you can ask any questions regarding EV, electric vehicles this time. I think he is ready to answer your questions. Any viewers you would like to ask, you can ask the questions right now.
Lot of my friends is also asking about one thing, whether they should go for a EV or a IC engine normal
Correct,
vehicle.
correct.
I tell them if you're going for any vehicle above 10 lakh, you have to think about going for a EV because the after sales cost of electric vehicle is going to crash in next 2 3 years. So if you spending 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs, the cost will come down 5 to 6 lakh in 3 years because that segment will get the impact immediately. So I always suggest if anybody want to buy a car about 10 lakh, think about EV.
Okay. And I have a question for you specifically because see you have lithium ion batteries and again magnesium cobalt lithium combinations. So which will run better and why?
There are not only one chemistry, there are different chemistries available in lithium. It has to be used in different applications, according to me. This NMC batteries, what you called magnesium cobalt, that nickel based is having lighter weight and more density can be. So that kind of cells is mainly going for two wheelers, which high power two wheelers. You cannot have space. You need a less weight. So there, that kind of application you have to go and you have to use that kind of batteries. But in cars and buses, you have bigger area where you can pack the battery. That weight and volume is not that critical because it's one of the safest. Lithium-ion batteries, LFP battery is one of the safest. So according to application, there are different chemistry which can be used.
Okay, okay. And I think somebody is asking, tell us about lithium battery used in auto. How much life can we expect from your brand Hatto?
Lithium ion battery, if you look at it, the life depends on the cycles. If you look at a lead acid battery, we talk about 900 cycles to 1000 cycles tubular battery, which you use in inverters. So, how many cycles per day it's happening? Like that, in lithium battery, we have a cycles of 2000 cycles if you discharge fully. That means if you take in our case, if you discharge or running the vehicle every day 200 kilometers, it's one cycle. So it will have 2000 days it can work. but the capacity will come down like you are in mobile cost. Average you can get a life of 8 to 10 years because nobody is running in full kilometers. So if you are using half of it, the life will go up. But the life of the battery is around 15 to 20 years. But normally we say that 10 to 12, but you can depends on usage. But we are giving a warranty of 4 years, and there are. I think that in normal usage it will go up to 7 to 8 years.
Okay, and B Sander is asking your thoughts on solid state batteries.
There are so many different chemistries are coming up and solid. This is a solid state batteries, and it's it has to go prove in the as a manufacturing point. First, it has to come out from the lab. It has to go to manufacturing mode. Then in manufacturing, it has to this machines has to be done. So that process it will take 3 to 4 or 5 years. But LFP is proven for the last 15 years. Now only it has come to India. Even one single manufacturer of LFP or NMC cell manufacturing unit is not there in India. So that manufacturing will come another 2 to 3 years. Big investment is coming in. So once a lab scale comes up, it will take a 3 to 5 years to come into production. So next 4 to 3 to 4 years, I think lithium battery with the LFP or NMC will be the role in the market.
Okay, and 77777 Vogue saying, can we drive and charge an electric car during the rain?
During the
Rain.
you can charge because can you charge your mobile phone during the rain? Yes, we can. So this is not working from solar. When rain is there, your LCT, when LCT is there, you can charge.
Okay, and FFK saying, what are the key aspects to look for in terms of performance in an electric car about 10 lakh price range?
The most important for everyone is the range of kilometers, how much it can run in one charge. That is the priority item you have to look when you buy an electric vehicle. So that is the number one. Second is you have to look at it as what is the warranty they are giving for the battery because that is the costliest item in that car. Then how fast you can charge that battery. So if you warranty, then what's the life they are telling? Because MG and Tata is telling around 7 years the warranty is there for the battery. So these are the three main important things which you consider.
Okay, I think, and okay, I think we are waiting for any more questions, viewers. We have. I think that's a very good answer. I think even buying an EV, people are confused how to buy and what are things. A lot of aspects in buying an EV, I believe.
Yes.
And how much is the average cost of replacing the batteries? That's asked by 777 Vogue.
Depends on the kilometer they are claiming. If it is a 300, if you take a Tata or a MG, the cost of battery will be around 5 to 6 lakh or more. But one thing is that after this, we are talking about a 7 year life. The same battery which is costing 7 lakh now, I'm very sure after 5 years, it will be 2 lakh or 3 lakh. So replacing will become very simple.
Okay. And Simon, can we add solar panels on Hetto?
We are planning for that, but we should understand our battery is 10 kilowatt. And if you put a panel of maximum, you can put a panel of 300 watts. From 300 watts, you can get hardly 1 unit. So
Okay.
full day, if you put in sunlight, you get 1 unit. For a full battery to charge, you need 10 units. So 10 percentage energy only you will get. That is enough. If vehicle is not running, it's fine.
Okay. Is there any hope for solar panels being integrated better into production cars? The Highway Chili is
Yes.
asking you.
We have to, instead of painting, that body itself will become a solar. The entire body can be flexible. Panels are available now, and it's flexible. Can be put into carbon fiber type body with a solar integrated in that. That will be the future, and I'm sure that in next 2 to 3 years, already demo models are available now. I think the entire body will be solar integrated. So the charging to some certain extent it will happen.
Okay, great answer. And I hope with that, I think we can conclude the session. I think we don't have much questions coming in. So thank you, Christo George, for coming and joining us for this wonderful session. I hope you really enjoyed each and every part of it. I hope you will be coming soon with a lot of your new products and new launches,
Yes.
and we expect you in the hot seat again. So
Okay.
see you, and thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Davis.